The Name of the Game is presented by Bravo, the marketing arm of Ash Brokerage Corporation, the practice enhancement company. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and host of the weekly online talk show, Steve Savant's Money, the Name of the Game. I'm answering consumer questions from insurancelibrary.com, and today's question is, what is the best life insurance for doctors? Well, there's no such thing as one carrier that's really the best for physicians. They may have an underwriting program that's a little bit more benevolent for wealthy clients, and generally doctors are wealthy clients. So they may be a little bit more benevolent in medical underwriting. They may be a little more benevolent in giving more death benefit amount for insurance justification purposes. But for one carrier to say that they are better at physician underwriting than another, I'm not really sure that that's true. But what I'm looking at always is who has the best deal and price tag based on my medical condition, and then I can fit that into what I'm presenting to a physician, and using brokerage companies that'll give me several carriers on a spreadsheet, I'll be able to determine which is the best contract for that physician. Can I get life insurance if I have cancer? Well, it depends upon a lot of questions. The type of cancer diagnosed, the date first diagnosis occurred. I need to know, was it treated by surgery, chemotherapy, radiation therapy, hormonal therapy? I'll also need to know and list the stage of the cancer, and as well as the grade of the cancer. I'd need to know also, has it spread to other parts of the body? Because that's going to be an issue for us to be able to underwrite. And then the last one is has there been proper follow-ups to your cancer, which is CT scans, x-rays, bone scans, laboratory work? I need to know those kind of things to accumulate enough information to give you the proper offer. Remember, certain carriers are more benevolent in certain types of cancers than others. How much does life insurance cost? Well, it depends on your gender, your age, your smoking habits, your medical background, your history. It also depends on the exam results that you'll take when you go and apply for insurance. It also may depend on your vocation. Do you have hazards in your vocation? And it also depends on, do you have recreational issues, like are you a rock climber or a scuba diver? Because it matters, because those are higher risks. When you also ask about what does it cost, is it going to be temporary insurance, 5, 10, 15, 20 years? Or is it going to be permanent insurance going all the way out to age 100, maybe even farther? When you look at all these factors and accumulate them, they'll come up with a number that'll tell you, here is your price tag. Can I get life insurance if I have diabetes? Well, I want to ask some questions first. Has there been any weight change, 10 pounds or more, all within the last year? What is the reason for that change? When were you diagnosed with diabetes? And are you controlling your diabetes through diet and exercise? Are you using oral medications? Are you using insulin? Has the insured, or the person that's looking for this, had any chest pains or coronary artery disease? Remember, sometimes diabetes with weight and these other ancillary diseases can complicate it. We call that multiple impairments. So if I can start to answer some of these basic questions, is it diabetes 1? Is it diabetes 2? Is it controlled by diet and exercise? Is it controlled by insulin? Was it adult onset? I can get a good idea just with this questionnaire to what kind of offer we can get from life insurance companies that are benevolent towards diabetics. What are the different types of life insurance? Well, you have term life insurance in 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, sometimes even 40 years. You have permanent forms of life insurance, participating whole life. You have current assumption universal life. You have index universal life. You have variable universal life. These are all different types and forms of life insurance. Depending upon if you need temporary coverage or you need permanent coverage will dictate what area you'll go in. And then in the second area, if you're looking at permanent insurance, are you using this exclusively to cover and protect, or are you going to add this on as part of your supplemental income retirement plan to add on to maybe your traditional 401k or whatever other retirement plan you have? It's interesting. You'll want to be able to do, if you're going to do that, you're going to need to do a risk tolerance test to see how you feel about long-term hold positions with life insurance and which one that you're going to use, whether it's interest rate, indexed, or separate sub-accounts. Does life insurance cover drug overdose? Remember, during the contestability of a contract during the first 2 years, if somebody actually overdosed on drugs and that could be quantified as suicide, most carriers will not pay the death claim. If this is an accidental drug overdose, whether by prescription or whether by street drugs, Then if it's just a normal death claim, it should pay the claim. But keep in mind, this is going to be highly investigated during the first 2 years. So if death occurs and drug overdose is involved, you're going to go through an investigation process to determine under their due diligence process whether this was suicide or not. So I just keep in mind, when you're looking at a question like this, you're saying, when did it occur and under what circumstances did it occur? Well, that's our consumer question for today. If you have any questions, just submit them to www.insurancelibrary.com.